Hi guys, and we are back. June 1964, and I can't wait. So, start the month off, June 2nd, Rolling Stones begin their first US tour in Massachusetts. So, that's a pretty exciting way to start off June. On the 9th, Jack Nicklaus won the British Open. I looked it up, and Jack Nicklaus didn't go professional until 1962. So this was not a huge major win, but it was at the beginning of his career. He had already won, I think, a U.S. Open, though. So now in 64, he wins the British Open. I think it was his third sort of major win for him. So that's kind of exciting. And then June 12th, Nelson Mandela is sentenced to life in prison in South Africa. I was pretty blown away by that because I do remember when he was released, and to think that that's how long he was in jail, just to put it in I mean, we knew how long he was in jail, but it really put it in perspective. So, which is why we do this, put everything in perspective. Rolling along, June is not going to be that long. June 15th, Courtney Cox is born. That's cool. I didn't know when she was on Friends that she was my age. I actually think she is the oldest Friends, though. And I meant to look that up, but I think she is. So I thought it was pretty cool because I really didn't know that, she was older than me. So, and looks way better, by the way, especially even while Friends was on. And I started watching Friends again. I hadn't seen it in a while. And then I just started at the beginning, and it is still hysterical. But, okay, finally, June 20th, my parents get married. Okay, I found the picture. So, just to set this scene up a little bit, my grandparents find out that that my mom's pregnant. They don't take it too well. They know who my dad is. She's 16. He's 19. It's not going over well. So I find it interesting that in this short period of time, okay, so we're thinking she knows about it back in February. Maybe she told people in March. Probably not. She probably waited till April. She probably waited as long as she could. That's what I'm thinking, because I know her very well, and she's not somebody to talk about this stuff. She will carry it with her. So I'm thinking that she carried this with her for a long time, and as long as she could possibly. So right now we're in June, so she gets pregnant in December, January, so it's like January, February, March. She's like 6 months pregnant. I'm due September 25th. Okay, so I found the picture, and I was so excited to be able to show you the wedding picture. There it is. She is 6 months pregnant with me on this picture. She's 16 right there. That's her with the little veil. My dad is the one standing next to her, not touching her. Okay, so you know how they say a picture is worth 1,000 words? All right, so everybody finds out. My grandmother Dutton, my dad's mom, he's 19. The year she just lost her husband at the end of 63, which is another fact I should have brought up before, is that so when my dad met my mom, he had just lost his dad. His dad died in November, December. Now I'm thinking it's December. So it's like John Kennedy dies, my grandfather dies really out of nowhere at a young age at 43, and my dad is 19. So, and then he meets my mom. So he's having a very crazy year, okay? And then she gets pregnant. And they're not really dating. They had sex, obviously, but from what I heard, they weren't exclusive. My dad was still out dating, okay? So, kind of interesting. But my grandfather gets really upset, really, really upset about this, okay? Here's his baby daughter, a junior in high school, and she's pregnant. So, he kind of gives my dad an ultimatum. He says, you have two choices: marry her or go to jail because you're over 18. So my dad took the latter. the first. he took choice A, and he married my mom. Jail term would have been less as long, but he chose to marry my mom. And whenever I look at this picture, that's all I think about. Here is this guy. Like, look at that. Okay? He is 19. And he doesn't look that happy. He looks less happy than she does. But you know what? I think she tried to make the best of it. She's pregnant. She's trying to make the best of this. She has to get married. I think she was way more in love with him than he was with her, but that's my guess. So anyway, there they are. Happy a couple, okay? So then what do? So they get married. And then they move in with my grandmother Dutton, who is a little bit less distressed about this situation than my grandparents were. So, and then they lose their daughter. Like, I can't even imagine. So at the end of her junior year, they get married June 20th. She probably finished like the 16th, okay? It was probably her last day of her junior year. And my grandmother was a seamstress, and I look at this outfit, and I'm pretty much assuming that she made it because I'm imagining that's just how it went. I'm sure. I'm trying to get a better shot so you guys can see this. There we go. Now look at her stomach, okay? I am in there. 6 months. I am 6 months along right there. That is just crazy to me. I mean, she probably weighed 100 pounds there. She told me she used to weigh 90. When she had me, she weighed like 110. So she was 5'4". She was a tiny woman. But anyway, so in the story, we now have they're married. Yay. Now we can move on with the story, right? Another interesting little fact, is that my parents get married on the 20th. Brian's parents get married on the 23rd. My parents got married on a Saturday, okay? That was the 20th. Brian's parents got married on the 23rd. And so they also had to get married. I think they were dating, though. I think it was a little bit happier situation than what was going on with my parents. Brian was born in January. They got married faster. So that's why I'm assuming that it was a little bit less of a shock. Even though it was a shock, I just think it was less of a big deal as opposed to my mom, who's still in high school. Brian's parents were the same age as Brian's parents are, the same age as my dad. They were all 19, 20, I think. Yeah, my dad was the oldest, so he would have turned 20 before them. But anyway, so they got married 3 days apart. I just think that's crazy. And we end the month with Vietnam news. Vietnam. The Republican members of the U.S. Representatives release a statement saying a victory in South Vietnam over the military and subversive threats of communism is urgently required. So the Republicans in the Representatives in the House of Representatives thought that we should just go to war as quick as possible, get it over with. We don't. I don't think so. Not to the best of my knowledge, because this war drug on for a long time. So, maybe they were right. Maybe if we would have gone in real early, got in, got out, who knows? We will never know. But anyway, guys, that is June. And here you go for one last shot of the wedding. Happy couple. Talk to you guys later. Bye.